This is Vinyl Voices Radio. ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm John Goodman.
Dusty Sandehan.
True. All right, we're back. This is Vinyl Voices Radio here on ESPN. I'm John Dimon. It's Justin Tejas. On our couch over here is Brightwire.
Howdy. Hi. I can't. I know.
So
where do we go after that?
I know. Again, all these
breaks are brutal
conversations. I didn't know what we talked about that last break.
It was quite a bit.
Once again,
Soundtracks.
Oh yeah, soundtracks, movie soundtracks.
Fargo soundtrack is excellent.
Like Fargo, the TV show?
Yeah, Fargo.
Or the movie, because we were talking about both.
Yeah, Fargo. I don't remember anything from the movie. The soundtrack of the
wood chipper.
The wood chipper.
4 hours of it.
What does Stooges sound like getting wood chip?
Well, it's weird though because about soundtracks, right? Is I don't know. We're talking about how there's not really that much focus put into their scores and all that, which is all great and everything. But like actually putting good music into soundtracks. But when a movie does it, that's what most people talk about.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not sure why, like Guardians of the Galaxy movies, like those. Everybody was like, the soundtrack, because they put in great songs,
Right.
through the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just an accent for the movie. It's good. It's good on the movie. If it's bad, it's...
We need a segue for the song, because the last segment, we talked for like 10 minutes before we got to the song. So I feel like this is a good segue. The next song is Tough as Nails.
Okay.
So if we're doing soundtrack, Tough as Nails placement, and what movie is that?
The movie of my life, probably.
Okay.
Mommy Dearest.
One of those. I'm trying to think of any movie to the lack of, like the woman being like,
right,
I'm out of here, and don't have to put up with this anymore.
Right. Just a badass woman.
Thelma
Oh,
Louise.
I don't know about that, but...
Thelma Louise.
Stella got a groove back.
Stella got a groove back.
Put up more.
You need to do a more
Fried green tomatoes?
No,
Okay,
not at all.
All right. Well, maybe how about we'll listen to the song, and
Yeah.
we'll let the audience tell us. How's that?
Yep.
All right. Let's check it out.
Late nights and hurricane winds, I've been through hell and back again. And in the end you play the cards you're dealt. Getting up despite the pain, dusting myself off again. I figured this all out by myself, all by myself. 'Cause I'm soft on the outside, but inside I'm as tough as nails. Never needed anybody else. And I'm not some toy you left to gather dust upon some shelf. No, I'll be fine all by myself. Fine as hell, all by myself. All by myself. Broken hearts and slamming doors, I don't reach out for you no more. No longer live by how you felt. Lesson learned, I'm moving on. I'll find some place that I belong. Till then I'm fine all by myself. All by myself. 'Cause I'm soft on the outside, but inside I'm as tough as nails. Never needed anybody else. And I'm not some toy you left to gather dust upon some shelf.
influence are kind of punk oriented. So
Oh yeah, definitely, man. That's what, like, this song. I mean, this comes from going out to like a lot of the Quache, seeing, you know,
all right, how
oh yeah, man. I mean, seeing like a lot of the bands, man.
yeah.
You know, your kids are involved, both bands, man. It's like that kind of scene. That's where I was sitting around. I was like, well, that'd be a good like chord progression. I was playing that, and then we went out to Hal. Which I'll get into this. I still want to talk over Kim, so I'm just telling you all.
Record.
You know, but it was that, man. It was that whole like, all right, what'd be a good like folk punk thing? Kim, which I'll say this on my recording, we call Kim Dewey. She always yells at us like, play it faster. Sorry, I know. I'm running your whole night, puppy dog. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bite this fucking guy.
Yeah, he's gonna taste good, like a fucking marshmallow.
He'll render nice and he's fat.
He's like, fourth segment, get ready.
Well, at least he expects it.
But yeah, man, it's that whole like. So that's where I started playing this progression, then Kim had all these lyrics. So what became this song? So anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Back to the show. I'm gonna start talking about it before I'm like.
But the lyrics, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes, I had actually written these as a completely different song. That didn't have a lot of great parts. This is one of the very first songs I ever wrote. When I got together with Sam and started writing again. And it was pretty terrible. The chorus was bad.
No. So what Kim did, and I did that when I first started writing songs too, is she thought it'd be cool, like if I wrote every chorus had different lyrics, and then the verses were trash. and I mean, seriously, it was like basically, I was thinking about that this morning. It was basically like Don't Stop Believing. Just a lonely girl. And it was like, we were two like girls in a lonely world. And it was like, yeah, it was bad. But then she had these really amazing choruses. And it was like, so when I started working with, she's like, I'm coming up with lyrical ideas. And, you know, my demonstrative way of handling things, like, the choruses will work as verses, write a chorus. And do something.
Well, but it didn't exactly happen like that. We had actually started talking about. We talked about, you know, like I'm very nervous about giving my husband, who, you know, is also my partner and my songwriting partner. I'm very nervous about giving him access to my unfettered thoughts, which are what I write, and because if he hates it, then I'm a failure. Because he's a good songwriter, you know? So I was very nervous, but we finally, after how many years? 7 years together, probably? I was like, okay, I'm going to let you have
No, but I mean, we've had access to these lyrics probably 5 years. Like, these are the verses of this song are old.
Yeah, they are very old.
Like, these are junior kids.
But it made me very nervous to have him, like, look at my stuff and say, that's trash. But once he said that's trash, but we can work with the rest of this, I realized, okay, it's not a bad thing to have a part of a song that doesn't work.
Right.
You know, we can fix it. And so that's what we did. It started out being a song about someone that I was dating when I moved to Houston, and it totally wound up being about my ex-husband and just about don't stay in a relationship that you're not happy in. You don't have to.
Right.
You know, you can find your own way.
So she's not leaving Sam.
No.
Okay.
That was a good punchline about the new record, is the first 2 songs are both like all by myself.
Right.
And a bunch of stuff. And
Outdoor and all.
Yeah.
No
See you
joke,
when I see you.
had at least 5 people be like, hey, man, I'm good.
Right. I mean,
Good
it's
job.
like the album
That's
is
like,
final.
oh, yeah.
It's here but
You
gone.
can tell we
Right.
were
It's
stuck
like-
at home together for like a week. Like, I want out of this place.
I'm tired of looking at your face.
Right. That rhymes too.
Yeah.
When will you go back to your job and take it out of this house? Dude, during the whole shutdown, I had the best life ever. I mean, I worked at a library. Like, I had to edit video for story times. Like, I'm in my office, like, yay, Miss Chesley, yay, like doing this. And Kim brought her stupid job home. And I have to listen to her meetings, which were bringing back like, triggering old memories from my past jobs where I'm like, So
You
that's why I
know,
started-
Helf and I work in public service, and during the pandemic, we're all like, they're doing like, do more with less, and we're like, we can't. I don't know how to do anymore. and Sam's just like editing.
So that led
Story
to the
time.
sleeping till noon or 2 p.m. and drinking all night because I didn't want to be awake for her life.
Right.
So it kind of helped with the lyrical stuff where we're both like, I just want to be out of out of this. So, but yeah, I mean, the chord progression came from, again, we had been to a bunch of folk punk shows. So it was like, we literally listened to everything. Like I grew up, I was front stage at Fitzgerald's for 30 Foot Falls, like Junior High Suck 7-inch release, like Bickley, Latchkey Kids, Dynamite Boy from Austin. Like that's what I did. And that's like who I was. So like now that, saw Days and Days earlier on, which I had never heard Doom Scroll until we were looking at this, man. They were killer.
Yeah.
And playing, what's the one called? Is the bouzouki, like the longer mandolin? Like I was like, oh, dude, wow. So we've been seeing that in Tequache, like our friends Hal and them, man, from Blackgrass Gospel and stuff like that. I think we had just done an interview on our podcast with Barnes.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like we were in that mindset. So I was like, would be a good, like, folk punky kind of thing. And like I say, we call Kim, me and Helf make fun of her because if you ever seen Walk Hard where Dewey does all the coke and he's like, play it faster! And it's like, that's Kim.
That's
like,
Kim.
we literally, I know this dog is going to bite me at some point. But I mean, she seriously did that. Like our last show before the world stopped was at, in Bryan.
Revolution Bar.
Yeah, the Rev, and Kim looked at me and was like, you're not playing it fast enough. So we did our 45-minute set in about 30 minutes that night. Because I was like, okay, you want it faster? And then
We got the whole
never once
set
communicated
on
to Helf.
fast.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
I'm just over here in the part of a marital spat. I'm over here in the Dobro
Poor
town.
Helf.
Here's our ballad. Ching, 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 ching. And we played it. We blew through that set.
But that one I felt like needed a faster pace, and that's
You got it.
we got
She
it.
got what she wants. We call her Dewey all the time. She's like, play it back. I'm like, right, Dewey, you're acting like some kind of punk.
Well, and everything starts out slow because you're learning your parts, and I know that part is not the easiest thing to play really fast. So, but as it kept getting closer to performing it, I was like, I can't hold out these really long, low notes for as long as you're playing them. I can't
Right.
do it. I don't have the breath
And then
anymore.
as we
You
go to
know.
recording, it turned into the, I said, throat surge cancer. I can't hold it.
She played the cancer card, yeah.
All these excuses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you got cancer twice now. Grow up. It's not a big deal.
It's not your first rodeo.
Or you know what? You can just play it faster.
Right? Play it faster so I can get through this. And that's really how, which is good because I always laugh at the, was it DC Talk? Was it something Chapman? What's the guy? All your
Mark David Chapman.
Kim was like was not allowed to listen to the rock and roll music when she was in high school. Nope. She was only listening to the Lord's music.
Jars of
that's right.
clay.
Or you guys were talking with John and Rebecca on the
Yeah.
podcast, or was that kind of like,
Yeah.
they thought you guys were kind of like that gospel type band?
We thought they were.
Yeah, because
But,
that
yeah.
was what Chad had
Yeah,
told
Chad
Helf.
Grizzly, man. He told me like we were gonna do a show, and he's like, dude, Grifters Shills, dude, they're like this, like they do hymns and stuff. And I'm like, what? And so I like walked to the show like, oh, what is this? What's this Tabernacle Jamboree gonna be? And no, they're like crazy, amazing.
Well, that's what's
yeah.
funny is they thought they could be like Slim Sessa's Auto Club, and they're like, I'm like, y'all are too cute for that. Like, y'all aren't so nice. Like, y'all don't have that kind of
Nobody's gonna
almost
buy the
threatening
theater.
look. Like, y'all,
Right.
everyone's like, they're being real
They're
right
scary.
here. And it was that kind of deal. But yeah. And I guess that's how we got along. So we met John and Rebecca out at, it's like a Friendswood art market thing or art festival. And then that was kind of how we met them was the whole, Kim looked at me after they got done playing, was like, we're going to stalk them till they're our friends.
I actually said that, yeah.
And then they were like, hey, do y'all want to play this thing we do? And then that ended up leading to Drink of Ages. Like, hey, we do this Americana thing. We did the first one at EQ Heist. And like, and we're going to do a Drink of Ages. I was like, yes, thank you for Drink of Ages. Like, I'll go and drink like 25 different beers.
Yes.
I'm not going to drink like, because flights, stay responsible, stay classy.
That's right.
But you can go out and you can do that. And, oh, man, it was great. But anyway, back to the song.
Yeah, the thing about the song is, and John will attest to this, like we've had a lot of people on the couch now, and I don't feel like anybody has been that real about like the songwriting process about, it just shows, that you guys have been, especially you have been doing this for so long that like, it doesn't need to be unvarnished. And maybe it's because you're husband and wife too. It's just like, nah, that's not working. Like, I don't think we've had one band on that's really talked about how, there can be that struggle at times.
Yeah. Well, I definitely had to let that go. I would get my feelings hurt really easily in the beginning. But then I realized the more that we work together, that he expects the same from me. If I feel really strongly about something, then he wants me to push back on that as well. So it was a much more of a learning process for me, I think, than for him, because he's written.
That's a whole new dynamic for you too. Anyways.
But it's also like, I mean, even at my advanced age, I still write my 16-year-old, like, like, I hate to say girl, because boys are so like, you can't write poetry, you're a sissy if you do. But it's very much like, oh, flower. And then you come and you be like, I'm going to go to I'm trying to remember.
You're just talking about really simplistic rhyming. Like,
right. And then you're like, what are you thinking? It's like, are you joking? Like, yeah. Of course it's a joke.
I was just seeing you were paying attention. It's fun.
Isn't it fun? Ha ha ha. Like, oh, that's right. But no matter what band you listen to, there's stuff where if you try to write regularly, which I did up until a year ago, it was like, there's going to be stuff where you're like, dude, this is so awesome. And then you go to bed and you come back next morning, you're like,
this is
I have
crap.
to burn this. Like, no one could ever see it.
I mean, that goes along with ideas also. You're a few beers deep and you're like, oh yeah, okay, this is what we're doing. And you wake up tomorrow, you're like, no, man, it's not going to happen.
Sometimes it works out though, because remember a couple years ago we did the tour with Grifters and Shills that we ended up doing this, like, oh God, like 2-week long or plus tour with them. And it started us being like, drunk in their garage, like drinking homebrew stuff for share. Like, hey man, what if we did this? It's like, dude, we could do that. And that was it. We're like, dude, drunk people get shit done. We're not a bunch of stoners. We're drunks that are like, we're going to go out and do this. And we did it. So, it has ups and downs.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Ups and downs.
Yeah. I mean,
The catchphrase.
this show wouldn't have existed without beer.
Yeah.
Can't confirm.
Yep. All right, let's take another break and get back. We'll talk more about Brightwire. This is Vinyl Voices. Stay tuned.